What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here, and I'm obviously back with a whole brand new video for you guys. And in this video, this one was actually a topic that one of you guys actually suggested, and it was, how do you tell your parents that you like anime? And to be completely honest, I don't have an answer to this question because I never really had a way of telling my parents that I was really into anime. They just kind of saw what my habits were as far as the shows I was picking up and buying, and also since I liked anime as a kid, they kind of already knew what it was. For example, many of you guys know that at the age of 6, I became very much enthused and loved the show Sailor Moon, and I actually still do. So my mom kind of already knew that I was really into anime. So I didn't really have to worry about her. My dad, though, later on down the road was the one that I kind of had to be a little bit more worried about, I guess. And that was because I was a lot older at the time. So a lot of you guys know I got out of anime for quite a bit, and then I got back into it probably around my senior year of high school, rewatching old shows that I loved so much when I was 12, such as Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin, and I wanted to rewatch them. And so then after that, I started to buy a lot more of anime DVDs and got into a lot of other shows that were released while I was in college and stuff like that. So my dad kind of knew that I was into anime as well, but he still didn't understand because they were actually kind of animated. Now, one of the things that I had to do though was kind of explain to my dad that anime wasn't what he originally thought it was, and that it was a lot more than just an animated show, and that the storylines dwelled a whole lot deeper than that, and that a lot of the content in a lot of those shows was for an older audience, not just for kids. That was mostly because him and my mom were used to me watching things like Pokemon and also in some way Sailor Moon. And while I know Sailor Moon is kind of more on the spectrum of having some content that isn't always for kids, since it was aired in the US, there were some things that were, you know, taken out and some things that were changed so that they could show it on TV. So there was those aspects. So I never really had to tell my parents I was into anime. I kind of more so had to educate them that it wasn't entirely what they thought it was. But I think one of the best things of showing my parents that how much I was into anime, or just showing them what it was more so in general, was when I took my mom with me to an actual anime convention. And not just her, but I took also friends of mine along that weren't hugely into it either. So that is kind of what I've done to show my parents that I was into anime. But I don't think there's really a way to tell your parents. I think parents just kind of pick up on what you're into, and I think at that point it's kind of just showing your parents or explaining to them that maybe what they think about what you're into isn't entirely true. Like, they might think it's for kids, and you can tell them, oh, it's not entirely for kids, it's a genre, so there are different categories, but here are the shows that I like, or the shows that I watch. And that's where I also came out with a video about how to introduce your parents to anime. And that was with having them watch several different shows, and I'll probably link that video down below because that's probably a great way to explain to them the shows that you really like. Once again, be very wearisome, or you know, be careful about what you choose to show, because sometimes parents, you know, they can take some things out of context. And so while you may think something might be really cool, they may find it to be very violent, and maybe that you shouldn't entirely watch it. But yeah, so you know what your parents like. That's the only thing that I really have for you. But I don't think there's a way to actually tell your parents that you're into anime, and I think it's just something that they kind of pick up on, and I think it's something that you may have to tell your parents about a little bit more. But I don't think you really have to go out of your way and tell your parents that you're just into it. Like I said before, I think parents just notice it, and notice what you're into, what you're buying, and what they see you have in your room. Very similar to how younger kids, like the younger kids into like Sesame Street or into Doc McStuffins, you know, they don't have to tell their parents they're into it really. Their parents just start to pick up on the things that they watch and what they get excited about and what they're really into, and they're like, okay, well, my child really likes Cars, my child really likes Disney, and that's because they see the stuff that their child is very much excited about. But the child doesn't have to go to the parent and say, Mommy, I like Disney, this is why I like it. They just kind of notice it, and then maybe the parent might inquire and ask why you like it so much. But I think that's it, just the bottom line. I mean, yeah. So anyway, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll have a new video out for you guys on Saturday. Hopefully it's a review on something, because I still need to watch a couple of things and finish up a couple of shows and read a couple more mangas, or buy a few more mangas actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, that is my video, and I'll have a new video out for you guys, like I said, on Saturday. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you hear a whirring noise in the background, that's my heater. It's kind of a little bit cold here, so I have my heater on, and I forgot to turn it off before I started filming, so I apologize if you hear it in the background. But bottom line, that's it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.